Hello, everybody. Welcome to Celebrate Southern Africa. It's been a while, so I thought I would bring in somebody that I have loved connecting with. I think we've only connected about twice online, haven't we, Jean?
Yes, twice. Only twice, but
It
feels like
feels
a long
like
time.
we've been friends forever, and I love that about the new world that we've got with online, because you get to meet people you wouldn't normally meet. So it's really exciting to chat to you today. So I am in Southwest England today, and I'm just looking out the window, and it's raining. So we haven't had rain for a while. But tell us where you are.
Well, I am in South Africa, in not the most exciting part of South Africa. I'm in the Free State, in the gold fields. And I have to tell you, it's overcast today. It's supposed to be summer, but the weather looks kind of rubbish outside.
Rubbish is such a UK word as well. Now, tell me about your connection with the UK, because you have a Scottish connection. Tell me about that.
Well, I went over to the UK many years ago on a 2-year working visa. And when I left, I told my mom that I'm not coming back. I'm going to find someone to marry me. So I actually met my husband in Edinburgh in a club of all places. And we started chatting, and I said, I need someone, I need a passport. So will you marry me for the passport? That was my pickup line. And he said, yes, he'll do that. And then, then it was actually a real thing. And my family and my mom thought I'd actually paid someone to marry me for the passport. So yeah, and now we're living and now I haven't even had need of my British passport because we're living in South Africa. So
Well, it's always handy to have. And tell me, what is different about a Scottish man? Are you allowed to say?
that they don't wear anything under their skirts. No. Well, everybody just loves his accent. You can just twist people around his little pinky with his accent. Still today, I see the women swooning over his accent here in South Africa. So that's nice. Scottish men, they are actually, they don't mind doing girly things and more. The South African men are a bit macho,
Yeah.
Sorry for saying that to anyone who's listening.
And what did he
So what
struggle
did
with
he struggle with
when he
when
moved
he
to
came
South Africa?
South Africa? Well, actually nothing, and he's still not very good in Afrikaans. And where I come from is quite an Afrikaans town. But now you can't talk about him behind his back, because now he knows he says he doesn't know, but then he understands what's going on. But in the beginning it was really funny, because he'd be talking to this big group of people, and everybody would be hanging on him, on his words and on his lips. And then I see everyone's just leaning forward because they don't know what he's saying. And I'm like, slow down.
That's so funny.
So yes, I think he just got into this groove actually quite fast, and nothing really bothered him. Loves the weather, only wears short pants, doesn't wear longs at all. Loves boerewors, biltong, all that kind of stuff. He does miss iron brew, which is the I have to hear about that all the time, that he misses iron brew and certain foods from Scotland. But other than that, I think he's become very South Africanized, except for his accent.
Yeah, I think that'll take a while.
Yeah, I don't think they'll lose it ever. I think he'll be 85 and he'll still have this very Scottish accent.
Fantastic. So now you have a business in South Africa that you set up, and it's skincare products and health products. How did you get into that? Because I know that lots of people are really conscious of their health, and they think, oh, how can I find a way to love what I do and make a difference in people's lives? So did you always have an interest, or did you kind of train in an area and then think that's the direction I want to go in?
You know what? It's always been my interest. We've always been a sort of a natural health type of family when I grew up. My mom would just shove homeopathic tissue salts. You know, you can cut off your leg and she'd go, there, fetch the tissue salts. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of that thing. And then when I was about, just before I went to study, which was something completely different, I started making creams. And I remember I made a cellulite cream for myself. And then my friends wanted to know what did I do because it's worked. And I started selling these little pots of cream then. And I was always interested in, you know, in the essential oils and herbs and things like that. And then I went to study and I forgot about it. And then years later, I started again. I was working at some job, forgot about it again. And then this just started. I made presents for people I worked with at a school for Christmas. And when I came back from leave, they said, wow, I have to buy this. And it was a body scrub. That's what I started with. And I said, well, I'm not, you know, this is, and then they asked, well, what else do I do? And what else can I do? And then my husband, Stephen, got involved as well. And he's very scientific. So he studied formulating. And I've always been interested in herbs in the natural way. So I thought, well, let me just put something behind my name. So I studied a herbal medicine practitioner, just so that I had that back, you know. And with my knowledge of the herbs and the plants in the natural way, it just became this big thing. And now I've got more than 100 products in the range, and it's ridiculous, you know. Oh, I don't even know how that happened. It actually just happened. And it's just something I always like to tell people. I was always telling people, don't do this, don't take that pill, use these herbs, use these plants and all of that. So I've always been into that. And people just gravitate towards me and ask me, what can I do? And you know, that's just how it's actually evolved.
And what does it feel like to work with your husband? Because that could be tricky too.
We actually get on so well. We actually good business partners. We actually had a business before until the property market crashed. We were speculating with property, in my hometown. And this is actually where I come from. And that's a long story of how we landed up back here. But anyway, so we started working together then for the first time, because in the UK we both had, you know, jobs. And we actually work well together. He's a Libra and I'm an Aries, so we're opposite sides of the spectrum completely. So I'm the crazy one and he's the calm one. So I think we work well together. So we see each other all day, every day. Sometimes I'm like, don't you just want to go and do something somewhere?
Anywhere. That's fantastic, because not all couples can work together. You know, they can love each other dearly, but when it comes to business and making business decisions, it's not always the same. So you're really very lucky in that you went to the nightclub. You went to the nightclub at the right time.
I did. I had a mission that night. I actually told my friend, we were actually standing in a queue to go to a different nightclub, and we were standing there for half an hour in the queue, and I said, Denise, it was an Irish friend of mine, I said, I don't want to go to this club anymore. She said, why? We don't even know where we are. We're just visiting Edinburgh for the weekend. I said, I don't know. I don't want to go here anymore. I want to go somewhere else. And we had a big argument, and I dragged her around, asked questions, and landed up at this club. And I said, that's where I want to go. True story. So now I know why.
The universe made it happen. So over the years, your products have evolved, and you've got feedback from people, and you've developed a real understanding of the menopause. And so this was a birthday mug I got last year. So you can tell that I'm in your ideal customer category. So the menopause is something that we don't talk about enough, and it's something that happens naturally. I mean, we can't stop it from happening. It's one of those things. But your knowledge and experience has led you to producing products, but also helping women with menopause. So tell us about some of the products that you would recommend or that you have, and then we can talk a bit more about the other stuff.
The thing is, when I was in my teens and my 20s, even into my 30s, before I started all this, you know, seriously, I had such hormone problems. I suffered from every hormone problem under the sun. And since I started, really using all these things, it's the best I've ever felt, ever. I don't have any hormone problems. I turned 50 this year as well. And I'm in the menopause. I have zero symptoms, zero. I don't have anything. It just from one day to the next stopped, and then that was over. And it's because of certain things that you put in place. You treat the body as a whole. So a lot of people want, one item maybe to fix something. And there are certain herbs that can help, especially like say with the hot flashes. I've got a black cohosh and red clover. Those two herbs are amazing for helping your body to regulate temperature. But then if you delve deeper into it from a holistic point of view, then you have to look at your organs. What is going on with your whole body? And normally we start with the elimination organs, and we start detoxing them. And if you look at your hormones and your liver work hand in hand. Absolutely. So if you clean out your liver, you can actually sort out a whole lot of hormone problems. So it goes back to that, but there are herbs that will give you support if you're going through menopause. And what I always say to my clients is, we always say, oh, we have to have these symptoms. We don't have to have them. That's a symptom of not having a body that's in balance. So if your body's in balance, you're not going to show any of those symptoms. And honestly, I don't have anything. I don't know what it means at all, which I'm so glad. And everyone says, but you're so lucky. It's because of certain things that I've put in place over the years. And then I do use herbal things and, natural. But there's things like, you can clean your liver out with milk thistle. You can do a liver detox. I wrote a blog about the liver, and in there's a recipe for a liver detox. It's really great. I've done it. Okay, I didn't do it last year, but almost every other year I try and do a liver detox. That works fantastic. You feel amazing. So there's that. Milk thistle is a herb that really cleans out the liver, helps your liver work better. There are herbal herbs like chasteberry and dong quai, which is used extensively in China and for hormone problems, and they don't really have any of these issues. So there's a lot of things. You have to look at your organs, because people think that when you go into menopause, you're not producing any more estrogen, but that's not true. You're not producing estrogen as much or from your ovaries, but you're producing estrogen from your other organs. There are other organs producing estrogen. So it's a different format of estrogen. And then those organs, are we giving them the right support? What are we doing? That's what I always ask.
Yeah. So you basically then look at somebody as a whole person, and then you assess, because we're all different, aren't we? So we all have different levels of hormones. We all have different needs. Our body deals with trauma or changes differently. So I suppose looking at the whole makes a lot of sense. So now that you can advise people on these products, you set up an online course so that you could share this knowledge with people more. So tell us about the course, and was that difficult to do? Because people often go, oh, that's really scary. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, I don't know why. I just always thought I wanted to do that. I didn't know where to start, and then I found a platform that it's actually a great platform for putting courses out. So it helps you a lot to go on to. If you had to do it all on your own, it would be very difficult. But the platform's there, and you can see the sort of sequence that you need to do things, and record a video and record audio and add some doc PDFs and all of that. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a challenge, but I challenged myself when I did it. I don't even know how I did it. I can't even remember the whole process. But it was just a way for people to understand their body. So whenever I help people, I want them to understand their own bodies, because it's different from going, say, to the doctor and they just slide some pills over to you and say, just take these for the rest of your life. It doesn't empower you to even know what's going on with you. if you know what's going on and how things work, then you can fix yourself. Then you can do it yourself. So it was basically a course to help people understand why they're feeling like that, what your body's doing at that stage of our lives. There are different things that happen. What could be causing all these things, and how you need to, there's different things that you can do just for yourself. Detoxing is very important. Emotional things also affect your body. Inflammation, what are you eating? Are you giving your body the right nutrients? I mean, we have to start at, minerals is what I believe in. I mean, we're short of minerals, all of us. And if you're not giving the minerals back, eventually your body's not gonna like you that much,
Yeah. And then respond negatively, and then you start having hot flushes, or you have mental struggles, or you feel anxiety, or you whatever. So I understand that would make a huge difference if you can start thinking at a more granular level and going down to the very basics of what makes us human.
Exactly. And the thing is, I see a lot of people, and it's all these involved tests, and this this estrogen and that, and this level and this level. I don't really go into all of that. I just believe I've got books from the 1930s. Nothing's changed in natural health ever. It's go back to basics, and the basics. There's a doctor, a natural doctor. His name was Linus Pauling, and I think he was in the 1930s. He said that every single ailment or disease starts from a mineral deficiency. That's it. We're made of minerals. We are. So it's like we're born with a bank balance of minerals. And then we're just removing and removing. We're not replacing all these things. So eventually, it's like your car. If you're not giving maintenance to your car properly, and you're not giving it the right things, eventually that thing is going to leave you at the side of the road. It's the same as
it won't use the fuel optimally. So you'll use more petrol and all that stuff, just because you haven't basically had the service regularly, or pump the tires, or whatever it is. So I like that analogy. That works for me.
Yes, because your car will be sluggish, it's not going to be driving properly. It's not going to be driving. It's the same as your body. Your body also needs a bit of attention. And we're always cleaning out all the filters of everything, your car filters and your this filter. But do we actually give our bodies that attention? I don't think so.
No, and we don't. And actually, it's interesting when you say that that natural health has existed, it's never changed. And I think because originally, when man was living healthy lives in an older world without the modern stresses and the lack of nutrients in our food, etc., we've moved further and further away from that. So we don't understand our bodies, we don't listen to our bodies anymore, and so it's retraining us to go, oh, my body's responding like that, therefore I need to find out what that is so that I can act on it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think in society now we've been taken away from actually taking responsibility for our own bodies. Like I said, you get a sniffle or a rash, and then you run to the doctor. And I've got nothing against doctors. It's not about that. It's just about, then you are looking for something to sort out the symptom. The symptom is a rash. So you're going to get a cream and you're going to put that on. But actually, your body's busy telling you something from inside. What is going on? Why is it responding in this way? And that's what we have to get back to. But again, I mean, in modern world now, it's not like our grands or our omas that used to, bake their own bread, and I mean, they knew where their food was coming from, and we don't even know where our food's coming from. We don't even know what's in it anymore. We've been totally removed from that, so it's very difficult. It's more difficult now to sort ourselves out. But if you do little steps all the time, you will be better. You will.
Yeah, just listening, I think, and acting on is the simple thing, and not ignoring that that's that thing that happens in your body, or your head is telling you something, like go to that nightclub. You've got to go to that nightclub.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's absolutely true. There was something, that something said, but I always also give a quote that says, if you don't listen to your body whisper, you're going to have to listen to it scream.
Like that.
So there's a lot of people, I say to them, but didn't you, yes, no, this isn't a problem that's been going on for 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, but you just ignore it. And then you just, then that problem is going to become something else and something else and something else. And, putting a little, I always also say, it's like having a leak in your roof. So you're going to just go and put a bucket up in the roof so that the rain can just get into the bucket. And then, okay, so you've taken a pill and you've just sorted it out, and that's it. But the problem is still there. So now eventually that bucket's going to overflow and your ceiling is just going to cave in. And then what? Then this is a big issue. Do the little steps and then, but I understand people don't even know how their bodies work.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
But it's retraining us to understand, well, just to listen. And I think even if you just listen and you seek help for the listening and acting on the listening, then things will be very different. But we ignore, and then you think, oh, it's probably nothing, I'm just being difficult, or I'll get over it, or I'll just live with it. I'll just live with it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And also because it's like we're in the information age or whatever, there's so much information out there, and everything's a new fad and a new thing, and it gets confusing for people because they're not sure of where to go and what to do. So the thing is, like I said before, natural health and the way your body works has not changed. Nothing has changed from if you followed the advice from 1930s or even before that. It's the same thing. We just need to be solid in what we do and little steps forward. But what happens with a lot of my clients is they start something and then they say, oh, this isn't working. And then they chuck it and they heard something on the radio or their friends, and then they're like, no, this is the new best thing, and then they go and get that. And then they use that for only a short amount of time, and oh no, this is rubbish, but I heard it. And they keep jumping from thing to thing, and it's not going to work. And natural health takes a while to sort out because it's working from a cellular level. So you're not seeing the results immediately. And that's what people want instant these days. They want a magic pill. And there isn't such a thing. I see it every day, advertising for all these and I was like, no, it doesn't, it's a lie. It doesn't exist.
Oh, so you're telling me I can't take a pill and be like Angelina Jolie body by tomorrow morning?
I wish I could invent something like that, because
that
I
would be great.
Be in the Bahamas by now on my yacht,
Get back into that lab. Come on, go make something to make me thin.
Trying my best. I'm like, there's got to be a magic pill, but no.
So because you love helping people, you've decided now that the most effective way is to offer support through coaching. So tell us a bit about why you think that's more effective as well, because I know a course is great and people can access it in their own time, but it's always sitting in the back, and then I'll get to that. So tell me about your coaching.
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. I did the menopause course. I had people, that have bought it and everything, and they're so keen when they buy it. And then life gets in the way. And then when I message them and say, how's it going? They, oh, I've been busy. I will. It's just one of those things. It's also when I give clients come and see me, and then I give them, the advice of what to do. And, then they sort of go on their way, very organized for a week or two, and then it drops off. So for me, it's even for me, I've got, I've done business coaching online. It's to have someone that keeps you accountable. Someone's there for you, once a week or, whatever. For now, it's a once a week session, hour session or 90-minute session that we do. And then we can discuss how the week went and what did you implement and where are you going from A to B, so that we can assist you to get from A to B in your health, because that's what you want. And a lot of people might say it might be a little bit more expensive online, but I mean, next year you're still going to be sitting with the same problem. And if you just go for it, you can in 3 months transform a lot of things and understand, and then you can actually go and do it yourself. So I think it's a way to help more people to actually get the end result. Because
we need the support. We do need the support.
Yes.
And like you say, we've got very busy lives. Although I don't like to use the word busy. I like to say we have very full lives, because I think busy becomes like a badge of honor. I'm so busy. Look at me. I'm so amazing. I'm so busy. But a full life makes it sound better, doesn't it? But
that's true. I love that. I actually love that.
It's really quite nice to be able to have that check-in and feel that someone cares, and that you have a human being that understands, and that you can go on that journey with somebody else, because it also takes discipline. And when it comes to specifically our health, not everyone has that. But the other thing is this for men and women, or are you focusing on women?
Men and women. I was just going to focus on the menopause thing, because that's what I've done my course that you can buy on. But I've had so many people asking me things, and I've helped so many people with different things. So it'll be a targeted sort of program. What we'll do is unpack a 90-minute session. Go through everything from start to finish. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? Questionnaires to just go through the whole of your body, everything from sleep to eating to emotional issues to everything. Because I do herbal medicine, but I also believe very much in energy medicine as well. And emotional things have also got issues, cause issues in your body. So you have to look at the whole thing. So yes, men, women. Mainly I see people are suffering a lot with stress and depression. Okay. And then they think that they have to just go and have a pill for the depression, for the head. But the thing is, 70% of our serotonin, which is the happy hormone, is made in the gut. It's made in the digestive system. So it's a key to start there.
Is that
it's not a key?
Is that why I'm so happy when I eat chocolate? I thought so. I knew that was the case. I feel really happy.
Yeah, chocolate. That's the thing. I've got no comment now about chocolate.
Of course. But so if somebody thought, I don't feel, what are they looking for to want to get in touch with you? So what would they say about how they feel to go, I actually need to get hold of Jean?
You know what? I've had people, I look at myself when I was 30. I was living in the UK. I had a very stressful job. How it is. It's just go. And I was very ill. I was very, very ill. And when I say ill, I mean, I had insomnia. I had a headache waking up. I had a headache going to bed. My skin looked terrible. I was depressed. What else was there? There was just a lot of, you just don't feel bloatedness. Skin rashes.
You're eating on the run, maybe because you're busy and you've got long hours and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Bloated, not sleeping, all of that stuff. So it's not that you've got an illness, but are you living your best life? Are you living a great life? I was sleeping 3 hours a night. I just couldn't sleep. Constipation. I mean, that's just horrible. You're not going to the bathroom for a week. My husband thought I was insane. He's never heard of that before. And it's just a whole bunch of things. And the skin rash was the end of my tether, because I had skin rash and it was itching like little ants crawling under my skin for months, and I was scratching till it bled, and it was just horrible. And that was the end. And I actually went to the doctors then, and they were giving creams. And then I went on this health journey, and I thought, I don't want to feel like this anymore. This isn't life. So I'm talking about these type of things when people are just not, you're not feeling well. Why are you not feeling well? Why are you constipated? Why are you bloated? Why have you got a headache every day?
Why are you weepy? Like, why are you just sometimes weepy, or sometimes you just it's 2 PM and you can't keep your eyes open, but then when you get bed you can't sleep, and then you've got your heart is beating and you're anxious and you think, I don't actually know why am I like, what am I nervous about? Like, I've got, everything's fine. And then you realize that those things can be dealt with. And again, we just go, oh, well, I've just had a busy week, I'm just need to come down from it, I might need a glass of wine, or I might need to go out with my friends into a movie or whatever. And actually all we're doing is not listening. Again, it's that coming back to not listening to, there are options here and we need to think about them, but we don't. We just live like that. And I know people who live on that kind of drive for 20 years, if not longer, their whole lives.
And is it a life? I mean, I remember when I just went on this health journey, then I just was like, I'm going to fix myself up. And looking back, that was 20 years ago. I've never, ever felt like that ever again. I sleep like a baby. I have never had a problem with insomnia or constipation ever again. Yes, I do get bloated. Like this last 2 years, I've said to, my clients that I fell off the wagon with eating. I'm also only normal. I'm not saying when you join me that we have to eat, rabbit food and gym bunny and all of that. I'm saying, how do you put this into your normal lifestyle? There's certain things you have to do. So it's for people that are just not feeling great. Depression, and those are the things you go and you get a pill for. But it's not depression. What is it? It's a mineral deficiency. Your gut's not working properly. You're not absorbing all your nutrients because the stress axis, your brain affects your gut, so everything that happens in your head affects your gut, and then your gut is not absorbing any nutrients anymore. It's actually, you're starving yourself. You might be eating healthy, but you're not getting the right nutrition.
But then there's one other element, because when you're depressed, some people turn to food, and then you eat worse food because you'll get the pizza and you'll eat the packet of chips on the way from home and from work, and you start and you don't feel fulfilled anymore because this constant I'm feel down, so I'm going to have a donut or whatever it is, and
absolutely.
So the cycle then perpetuates, and then then you put on weight and you think, now I'm even more depressed because I don't fit into anything, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not meeting my friends. So it just goes worse and worse and worse. And if you can just deal with it from the very beginning, it seems quite simple, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because we just have to go from the start. But you have to, like everyone just, it's a magic pill or somebody's going to help you.
Yeah.
It's not. You can help yourself. You just need to know the steps to do it. For instance, like the last year lockdown, the year 21, I also felt, the world doesn't seem right, and I absorb all these energies from the planet. I'm one of those people, and I feel like things aren't working. So I got onto the eating incorrectly train, and I'm not a sugar person. I've never really been a sugar person. I got really addicted to sugar. So for the first time in my life, by the way, so I put on weight, and I felt terrible. I can't even tell you. I got depressed, bloated, my skin rashes started slowly appearing. I felt sluggish, tired, exhausted, all of this stuff.
Okay, confidence goes.
Absolutely. And I felt terrible. I mean, I'm not making I'm not keeping it that quiet. It was a thing. And I had to just stop myself and just get back to basics again, because I couldn't believe I actually let myself get into that zone. And it's not easy, but it is doable for anybody. And it's not that you have to do all these crazy diets and crazy exercise routines. And I don't believe in all of that.
And the impact it can have not only on you, but on the people around you. You'll be a better parent, you'll be a better partner, you'll function at a higher level at work. Everything will just kind of slip into place, and it makes a difference to everybody around you. So sometimes it's about being a little bit selfish and saying, I'm going to look after myself. But actually, the reason is so that I can be better in my relationships with other people as well.
You've absolutely nailed it. That is the key.
Thank you.
It's the
I'm
key.
trying really hard.
You need to go and play with your kids if your kids are that age, and you don't have energy for them. Shame. That's horrible.
Yeah.
You cow to your husband all the time because you're moody, because you're not feeling well, and you're tired and you're exhausted and you've got headaches. Shame. The people around you suffer, and you need to want to be joyous again.
Yeah.
We need to be joyous. We don't need to live with all these things. It's the same as they say, old age, we must expect all these symptoms. You don't need all those symptoms. You can actually go through old age without a lot of those things. It's just, if you haven't put updated your bank balance of nutrition and nutrients and sorted out emotional things with different things, there's music that you can use, and tones, and emotional freedom tapping, and there's acupuncture. There's so many things people don't even think about.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to know that the future of aging, now that I've gone into the 47 and 54 age bracket on the form. I hate that.
Horrible.
And now I'm in the middle of it, and but over 50 also feels really old. But it's nice to know that there is a positive future. So Jean, can you tell us how people can get hold of you, and where they can find more information if they're keen to get in touch for coaching or the course, or they just want to have a look at some of your products? And also for people who have family and friends in South Africa who might want to buy them something as a gift for a celebration or a birthday or Christmas, they can get in touch with you and have it delivered in South Africa. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I've done a lot of those things actually, where the kids are overseas, Australia, New Zealand, or kids or family, and then I go and sort out the presents and the gifts this side. So yes, I've got body products, I've got health products, and I've got skin products, all natural, absolutely no harmful chemicals in there, no parabens, petroleum, no animal testing. I'm just working on getting a Leaping Bunny certification, but it's a process for that. So yeah, there's non-toxic. It's all pH balanced, and just botanical. So I've got gift sets. They can go and have a look at my website. It's Genie, so Jean as in denim, JEAN Genie as in genie in a bottle, GENIE.co.za, and everything's on my website. Otherwise, if you want to get a hold of me personally, you can go to my Facebook profile. It's Jean Kruger Creasey, Kruger as in Paul Kruger, if anybody knows who that is anymore. Creasey, CREASEY, and you can go to my profile and you can just send me a message, or you can email me at jean-genie.co.za as well.
Fantastic.
Anything. And I've got a house group as well on Facebook, it's called Natural Health Tribe, and you can join there. I just share health information every day, little bits and pieces and whatever. And sometimes I do some videos and things like that about health. I just want people to understand health and be excited about it, because I was always looked at like a witch, with my herbal potions.
With the stirring it in the cold.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
The witch doctor of Bloemfontein. No, where are you?
Welkom.
Welkom. Okay. The witch doctor of Welkom. That's even better.
Yeah.
So, Jean, thank you so much for chatting to us and sharing your knowledge and your passion and your expertise. And I so look forward to connecting with you again, but also I've learned so much from you today, and thank you so much. And I can just imagine what I would learn in a one-to-one with you, because I think you've got so much to share. And thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you. It was always nice to chat to you. It's like an old friendship chat, you know.
Fantastic.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate you very
Okay,
much.
then. Bye-bye.
Bye.